Thank you. And the sea. Now. It's mine already. Wow. Oh, surely not. Surely not the sky and the stars, too. That's very generous. Perhaps too generous. Thank you. What are you thinking about?
Music.
How can you be thinking about music? You either hear it or you don't.
I'm hearing it then.
Oh. I read a book today.
Did you?
Yes, it was very interesting.
That's good.
Don't you want to know what it was about?
Of course.
Well, it was about people's lives. How some come out well and others come out badly.
Did you love the book?
Yes, I think so.
Why?
It can be interesting to see if other people, like dead people who wrote books, agree or disagree with what you think.
Why?
Because it makes you a larger part of the community. A very interesting argument.
And arguments that are interesting are good arguments?
Oh, yes.
I didn't know an argument should be interesting. I thought it should just be right or wrong.
These particular arguments were very interesting.
Maybe you should make up your own thoughts instead of reading them in a book.
I do. I do think of my own thoughts.
I know you do. I love how you love books. Don't be mad. Made up a song for you today.
Did you?
Yep. It's not interesting or not interesting. It just is.
Will you sing it for me?
There's too many parts.
Let's go in the water.
Oh, wait. Remember this melody.
I'm bad at remembering melodies. Why don't you remember it?
I have 11 other ones in my head, making for a total of 12. You have it?
I think so.
Let's hear it. Pretty good. The rhythm's a little off. Here, have that.
Is that right?
Practice.
I don't need to know about rhythms. I have my books.
Don't books have rhythm?
Kind of. It's on the water.
Will you remember my melody in the water?
Yes. I will always remember your melody. It will be imprinted on my heart like wax.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what are you going to play me the whole song?
When I get 12 instruments.
Where are you going to get 12 instruments?
I am going to make each strand of your hair into an instrument. Your hair will stand on end as it plays my music and become a hair orchestra. It will fly you up into the sky.
I'm not sure I want to be an instrument.
Why?
Won't I fall down when the song ends?
That's true. But the clouds will be so moved by your music that they will fill up with water and become heavy, and you'll sit on one and fall gently down to earth. How about that?
Okay.
Settle then. Your hair will be my orchestra. And I love you.
I love you too.
How will you remember?
I love you?
Yes!
I can't help it.
You never know. I better tie a string around your finger to remind you.
Is there a string in the ocean?
I always have a string in case I come upon a broken instrument. This is okay. Yeah. Just be tight.
It's fine.
Now you remember.
It's a very particular finger.
Yes.
You're aware of that?
Yes.
How aware?
Very aware.
Obviously.
You tell me.
Yes, I think so.
You think so?
I mean, yes. Just
Yes! 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 May our lives be full of music!
maybe you could get me another ring, like a gold one, a silver one, you know.
Whatever you like. Still my melody?
It's right here. What are you thinking about?
Music.
race you.
I'll race you.
I'll race you.
I'll race you.
Race. You!
Dear Eurydice, a letter for you on your wedding day. There is no choice of any importance in life than the choosing of a beloved. Now, I haven't met Orpheus, but she seems like a very serious young woman. I understand she's a musician. If I was to give a speech at your wedding, I would start with one or two funny jokes, and then I might offer some words of advice. I would say, cultivate the art of dancing and small talk. Everything in moderation. Court the companionship and respect of dogs. Now, grilling a fish or toasting bread without burning requires singleness of purpose, vigilance, and steadfast watching. Keep quiet about politics, but vote for the right man or woman. Take care to change the light bulbs, and continue to give yourself to others, because that's the ultimate satisfaction of life, to love, honor, and help others. As for me, this is what it's like being dead. The atmosphere smells, and there are high-pitched noises always going off, like a tea kettle always boiling over. But it doesn't seem to bother anyone else. And for the most part, there's a pleasant atmosphere. And you can work and socialize much like at home. I'm working in the business world here, and it seems that here you can better see the far-reaching consequences of your actions. Also, I'm one of the few dead people that can still read and write. That's a secret. If they found out, they would dip me in the river again. I write you letters, but I don't know how to get them to you. Love, your father.
I hate parties. And a wedding party is the biggest party of all. All the guests arrived, and Orpheus is taking a shower. She's always taking a shower when the guests arrive, so I don't have to greet them. So she doesn't have to greet them. Then I have to greet them. The wedding is for daughters and fathers. Mothers all dress up, trying to look like young women. But a wedding is for a father and a daughter. They stop being married to each other on that day. I always thought there'd be more interesting people in my wedding.
Are you a homeless person?
No.
Oh. I'm headed to a party where there are really very interesting people. Would you care to join me?
No. I just left my own party.
You were giving a party and you just left?
I was thirsty.
You must be a very interesting person to leave your own party like that.
Thank you.
You mustn't care at all what other people think of you. I always say that's the mark of a really interesting person, don't you?
I guess.
So, would you care to accompany me to this interesting affair?
No, thank you. I just got married, you see.
Lots of people do that.
That's true, lots of people do.
What's your name?
Eurydice.
Eurydice.
Goodbye then.
Goodbye. Dear Eurydice,
very, very sure of you. Don't sit under me.
to tell you something earlier. I have a letter addressed to Eurydice, that's you, from your father.
That's not possible.
It's some thoughts for your wedding day.
Let me see.
I don't have it, I left it at home. It was delivered to my elegant high-rise apartment by mistake.
From my father?
Yes,
I'm sure.
yes.
You need to send something.
It'll only take a moment. I live just around the block. What an interesting dress you're wearing.
Thank you.
Eurydice? Eurydice?
Voila!
You're so high up.
Yes, I am.
I feel a little faint.
It'll pass.
Have you ever thought about installing an elevator?
No, I prefer the stairs. I find architecture so interesting, don't you?
Yes. So where's the letter?
But isn't this an interesting building?
It's so high up.
Yes.
There isn't anybody here. I thought you said you were having a party.
I like to celebrate things quietly with a few other interesting people. Don't you? Would you like some champagne?
Maybe some water.
Water it is. Make yourself comfortable.
I can't stay long. You can see my wedding from here. All the people are so small. They're dancing. There's Orpheus. She's not dancing.
So, who's this guy you're marrying?
Her name is Orpheus.
Her name is Orpheus. Not a very interesting name. I've heard it before.
Maybe you've heard of her. She's kind of famous. She plays the most beautiful music in the world, actually.
I can't hear you.
So the letter was delivered here today?
Yes.
Through the post.
It was mysterious. Voila! So, Eurydice, tell me one thing. Name me one person you find interesting.
Why?
Just making conversation?
Great. Well, all the people I find interesting are either dead or speak French.
I don't speak French, Eurydice.
I'm sorry, I have to go. There's no letter.
Of course there is. It's right here. Eurydice, I'm not interesting, but I'm strong. You could teach me to be interesting. I would listen. Orpheus is too busy listening to her thoughts. There's music in her head. Try to pluck it out and it bites you. I bet you had an interesting thought today, for instance. I bet you're always having them, the way you tilt your head to the side and stare.
I'm feeling dizzy. I want to go home. I want my wife.
You're free to go whenever you like.
I know. I'll take my letter first, if you don't mind.
Relax.
Bye.
Don't go. I love you. Eurydice, you need a real man. A man with broad shoulders like me. Orpheus has long fingers that would tremble to pet a bull or to pluck a bee from its hive.
What do you know about my wife's fingers?
You need a man who will put his arm around you and lead you through the crowd. A man who will open the door at parties. A man with big hands, with big, stupid hands like potatoes. A man who can carry a cow in labor. My lips were meant to kiss your eyelids. That's obvious.
Close your eyes then. It's his handwriting.
Of course it is.
Goodbye.
Wait, don't do that, you'll trip!
Eurydice!
We are a chorus of stones.
I'm a little stone.
I'm a big stone.
I'm a loud stone.
We are all three stones.
We live with the dead people in the land of the dead.
Eurydice was a great musician. Orpheus was her wife. Orpheus was a great musician. Eurydice was her wife. She died.
Then she played the saddest music. Even we,
The stones.
cried when we heard it. Oh, look, she's coming into the land of the dead now.
Oh.
We might say, poor Eurydice.
But stones don't feel bad for dead people. Eurydice wants to speak to you, but she can't speak your language anymore. She talks in the language of dead people now.
It's a very quiet language.
Like if the pores in your face opened up and talked.
Like potatoes sleeping in the dirt.
Pretend that you understand her, or she'll be embarrassed.
Just pretend for a moment that you understand the language of stones.
Listen to her the way you would listen to your own daughter if she died too young and tried to speak to you across long distances. There was a roar and a coldness. I think my wife was with me. What was my wife's name? My wife's name, do you know it? Strange. Can't remember. It was horrible to see her face when I died. Her eyes were like two black birds and they flew to me and I said, no, stay where you are. She needs you in order to see. And when I got through the coldness, they made me swim in a river and I forgot her name. I forgot all the names. I know her name starts with my mouth shaped like a ball of twine. Or. I forget. They took me to a tiny boat. I didn't just fit inside. I looked at the oars. And I wanted to cry. I tried to cry, but I couldn't. I'll try again now. What happiness it would be to cry! I was not lonely. Only alone with myself. Begging myself not to leave my body, but I was leaving. Goodbye, head. I said. Then it inclined itself a little, as though to nod to me in a solemn kind of way. How do you say goodbye to yourself? Choo-choo! A train!
The station is like a train, but there is no train.
The train has wheels that are not wheels.
There's the opposite of a wheel, the opposite of a wheel, and the opposite of a train.
I'm waiting for someone to meet me, I think.
Eurydice!
Ah, yes, a order to meet me. I need a bank. Do you happen to know where the bank is? I need money. I've only just arrived. I didn't bring any traveler's checks. I packed in such a hurry. They didn't even let me pack my suitcase. It's empty. It's funny, right? I suppose I can just buy clothes here. And I would love a bath.
Eurydice.
What is the language you're speaking? It gives me tingles. Say it again.
Eurydice.
Oh, it's like a fruit. Say it again.
Eurydice, I'm your father.
Eurydice, I'm your father. How funny. You know, you remind me of something, but I can't understand a word you're saying. Say it again.
Your father!
Shut up! Shut up! She doesn't understand you. She's dead now, too. You have to speak in the language of stones.
You're dead now. I'm dead too.
Yes, I need a reservation at the fancy hotel.
When you were alive, I was your father.
Father is the word that dead people understand.
He is what we call subversive.
When you were alive, I was your tree.
Yes, my tree. The tall one in the backyard. I used to sit all day in its shade. Yes, there, shade.
There is a problem here.
Is there any entertainment at the hotel? The dancing ladies with great big fans.
I named you Eurydice. Your mother named all the other children, but Eurydice I chose for you.
Be careful, sir.
Eurydice, I wanted to remember your name. I asked the stones. They said forget the names. The names make you remember.
We told you how it works.
One day it would not stop raining, and I saw your name. Somewhere between the drops, I saw falling letters. Each letter of your name, and I began to translate. E. I remembered elephants. U. Ulcers. Under. R was reindeers. I remember them putting their black noses into snow. Y. Youth. And yellow. D. Dog. Dig. Dog or day. The hours poured into my mind, the hours of the weeks, months, and years.
This tree talks so beautifully.
Don't listen.
I'm suddenly hungry. Where's the porter that met me at the station?
Here I am.
Oh, I would like a continental breakfast, please. Maybe some rolls and butter, oh, and jam. And, take my suitcase to my room, if you would.
There are no rooms here.
What, no rooms? Where do people sleep?
People don't sleep here now.
Well, I have to say I'm very disappointed. I've had such a tiring day. I've been traveling all day, first on a river, then on an elevator that rained, then on a train. And I just thought someone would meet me at the station. Don't cry. Don't cry. I don't know where I am. And there are these stones, and they're horrible. I hate them. And I want a bath. And I just thought someone would meet me at the station.
Don't be sad. I'll take your luggage to your room.
There are no rooms.
Dear Eurydice, I miss you. No, that's not enough. Dear Eurydice, Symphony for 12 instruments. Love, Orpheus. you. I'll play the saddest music now that you're gone. You know I hate writing letters. I'll give this letter to a worm. I hope he finds you. Love, Orpheus.
There's a letter for you, miss.
A letter.
It's addressed to you.
Has dirt on it.
Miss,
What is it?
would you like me to read you the letter?
Read you the letter?
You can't do it with your feet. It's addressed to Eurydice. That's you.
That's you.
You. It says I love you.
I love you.
It's like your tree.
Tall. Green.
It's like sitting in the shade.
Oh.
It's like sitting in the shade with no clothes on.
Yes!
I'm going to find you. I play the saddest music.
Music?
Ooh. It's like that.
Go on.
You know I hate writing letters. I'll give this one to a worm. I hope he finds you. Love, Orpheus.
Orpheus! That name. It's like I can't breathe. Orpheus! My wife! Oh!
Dear Eurydice, last night I dreamed that we climbed Mount Olympus and we started to make love, and all the strands of your hair were little faucets and water was streaming out of your head. And I said, why is water coming out of your head? and you said, political gravity is very compelling. And then we jumped off Mount Olympus and flew through the clouds, and you held your knee to your chest because you skimmed it on a sharp cloud. Then we fell into a salty lake. And I woke up. The window. It frightened me. I thought, Eurydice is dead. Dun dun dun! And then I thought, who's Eurydice? The whole room had started to float, and I thought, what are people? In my bedclothes, he smiled at me. A crooked green mouth. And I thought, who am I? It scares me, Eurydice. Please come back. Love, Orpheus.
Did you get my letters?
No. They wrote you letters.
Every day.
What did they say?
Nothing much. The usual stuff.
Tell me the name of my mother and brothers and sisters.
I don't think that's a very good idea. It'll make you sad.
I want to know.
It's a long time to be sad.
I'd rather be sad.
Being sad is not allowed. Act like a stone.
Teach me another.
Ostracize.
What does it mean?
To exclude. The Greek society had vanished, and they wrote the name of the vanished person on a piece of white pottery called ostracon.
Ostracon. Another.
Peripatetic. It means to walk slowly. Speaking of weighty matters, in bare feet.
Peripatetic. A learned fruit. Wandering through the snow. Another.
Defunct.
Defunct.
It means dead, in a very abrupt way. And not the way I died, which is very slowly, but all at once. In cowboy boots.
Tell me a story of when you were little.
Well, there was a time your uncle shot me with a BB gun, and I was so angry that I swallowed a nail. And then we were at a dude ranch, and I was riding a horse, and I lassoed a car. The woman driving the car down spanked me, and your grandmother spanked me too.
Remember that Christmas she gave me a doll and I said, if I see one more doll, I'm going to scream.
I think grandma was a little surprised you said that.
Tell me a story about your mother.
The most vivid recollection I have of mother was seeing her at parties or at home playing piano. You know, when she was younger, she was extremely animated. She could really play that piano. She could play anything by ear. They called her Flaming Sally.
I don't remember Grammy playing the piano.
She was never the same after father died. He was a very gentle man.
Tell me a story about your father.
My father and I used to duck hunt out on the Mississippi River. He would call old Frank the night before and ask where the ducks hang tonight. Old Frank could really call those ducks. It was hard for me to kill those poor little ducks, but you just get caught in the fervor of it all. And you'd get as many as 10 ducks. And if you went over the limit, there's only so many ducks per person. My father would paddle to the side of the creek we were on and see if there was a game warden. And if he was gone, he would throw the extra ducks in the back of his car. My father was a very great conversationalist, but he loved to rhapsodize about hunting. He said if he ever had to die, it would be on a duck pond. And he did.
There's something I always wanted to ask you. A story or someone's name? I forgot.
Don't worry, you'll remember. There's plenty of time.
Dear Eurydice, I wonder if you miss reading books in the underworld.
What's this? What are you? What do you do? What do you do? Say something. I hate you! Damn you!
We two alone will sing like birds in the cage. When thou dost ask my blessing, I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. So we'll live and pray and sing.
For Eurydice, E-U-R-Y. That's right. No, there's no last name. It's not like that. What? No, I don't know the country. I don't know the city either. I don't know the street. I don't know. It probably starts with a vowel. Could you just... Would you mind checking? Please, I would really appreciate it. You can't enter a name without a city. Why not? Well, thank you for trying. Wait, miss, it's a special case. She's dead. Well, thank you for trying. Yeah, you have a nice day too. I'll find you. Don't move.
Tell me another story of when you were little.
Well, there was the very first piano recital. I was playing I Got Rhythm. I remember the first few chords and couldn't remember the rest. I ran out and locked myself in the bathroom.
Then what happened?
Well, your grandmother pulled me out of the bathroom and made me apologize to everyone in the auditorium. And I never played piano after that. But I still remember the first few chords. Let's see. Da, da, dee, da. Da, da, dee, da. Da, da, dee, da.
What are the words?
I can't remember. Da, da, dee, da. 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 Da, da, dee, da.
What is that noise? Stop singing! Stop singing! Don't noise! Deaf people can't sing!
I'm not a very good singer.
Neither am I.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I am the Lord of the Underworld.
Very funny.
I am! I can do chin-ups inside of your bones. Close your eyes. Ow! See? You're pretty.
You're little.
I grow downward, like a turnip.
What is it?
I just want to make sure you're comfortable. Some of our, you're not itchy.
No,
Some of our residents get itchy. Then I scratch them.
I'm not itchy.
What's all this strain?
It's my room.
Rooms are not allowed! Tell her!
Rooms are not allowed!
Who made you your room?
My father.
Fathers are not allowed! Where is he?
He's at work.
We'll have to take you to the river and make sure you're good and dumped.
Please don't.
Ooh, I like that. Say it again.
Please don't.
Say it in my ear.
Please don't.
Ooh, I like that. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. I mean that in the nicest way possible.
I have a wife.
Wives are for children. You need a lover. I'll be back. Make sure that she's comfortable.
We will.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I'm growing. Can't you see I'm growing?
If a drop of water enters the soil at a particular angle, with a particular pitch, what's to say a person can't ride one note into the earth like a fireman's pole?
What are you thinking about? She was always thinking about music. We'd be in a restaurant and she'd get this sullen look on her face. She wouldn't talk to me. And I thought people felt sorry for me. I should have realized the women were jealous. Their husbands talked too much. I wanted to talk to her about my notions. I was working on a new philosophical system. It involved cats. That's what it is to love an artist. The moon is always rising over your house. When the neighbors look dull and lacking in moonlight. She's always going away from you. Inside her head, there's always something more beautiful. Orpheus said the mind is like a slide ruler. It can fit around anything. Words can mean anything. Show me your body, she said. It can only mean one thing.
Eurydice, before I go down there, I won't practice my music. Some say practice. But practice is a word invented by cowards. The animals don't have a word for practice. A gazelle doesn't run for practice. He runs because he's scared or he's hungry. A bird doesn't sing for practice. She sings because she's happy or sad. So I say, store it up. The music sounds better in my head than it does in the world. When songs are pressing against my throat, then, only then, I will go down and sing for the devils, and they will cry through their parched throats. Eurydice, don't kiss a dead man. Their lips look red and tempting, but put your tongue in their mouths and it tastes like oatmeal. I know how much you hate oatmeal. I'm going the way of death. Here's my plan. Tonight, when I go to bed, I will turn off the lights and put a straw in my mouth. When I fall asleep, I will crawl through the straw, and my breath will push me like a great wind into the darkness. And I will sing your name, and I will arrive. I have consulted the almanacs, the footstools, and the architects. And everyone agrees. I found the right note. Wait for me. Love, Orpheus.
I got a letter today from Orpheus.
What did she say?
She said she's going to come find me.
How?
She's going to sing.
Someone is knocking. Who is it?
No one knocks at the door of the dead.
I'm Orpheus.
I'm the Lord of the Underworld.
But you're so young.
Don't be rude.
Sorry. Do you like my music?
No, I prefer happy music with a nice beat. You're come for Eurydice?
Yes.
And you thought singing would get you through the gates of hell?
See here, I want my wife.
You're gonna have to do more than sing.
I'm not sure what you mean, sir.
Start walking back.
Eurydice just might be on the road behind you. We make it really nice here, so people like to stick around. As you walk, keep your eyes facing front. And if you turn around to look at her, poof, she's gone.
I can't look at her?
No,
Why?
because
I look straight ahead, that's all?
yes.
That's easy.
Good.
I can hear her. At the gates, that's her music. She's come to save me.
Do you want to go with her?
Of course. Oh. You'll be lonely, won't you?
No. You should go to your wife. You should have grandchildren. And you'll all come down and meet me one day.
Are you sure?
You should love your family until the grapes grow dust on their purple faces. I'll take you to her.
No.
It's for the best. Is that her?
I think so.
Her shoulders aren't very broad. Can she take care of you? Are you sure?
Yes.
And there's one more thing you need to know. If she turns around and sees you, you'll die a second death. Those are the rules. So step quietly and don't cry out.
I won't.
Goodbye, Marisa.
I'll come back to you. I can't seem to stop dying.
Don't let them dig in the river too long. The second time. Hold your breath.
I'll look for a tree.
I'll write you markers.
How will I get them?
I'm not sure yet, but I'll think of something. Goodbye, Marisa.
Bye. Wait, come back!
You can't go back now, Eurydice. Face forward.
Keep walk. I'm afraid.
Your wife is waiting for you, Eurydice.
That's not her. I don't recognize her. That's a stranger.
Go on. It's her.
I want to go home. I want my father.
You're all grown up now, Eurydice. You have a wife.
Turn around. Why?
Because
That's a stupid reason.
Orpheus braved the gates of hell to come find you. He played the saddest music.
Even we,
The Stones, cried when we heard it.
That's Orpheus.
Yes, that's her.
Where's her music?
It's in your head.
Orpheus. You startled me.
I'm sorry.
Why? I don't know. I could never
Always
spell
clap your
the
hands
word
on the third
rhythm.
beat.
It's
Wait,
difficult
four.
to spell.
Remember?
R.
I tried to teach you.
No, there's an H in there.
You're always
somewhere.
one step ahead of the music. Your sense of rhythm. It was off. I would say clap on the downbeat. No, the downbeat. It's dangerous not to have a sense of seems so silly now.
If ifs and ands were pots and pans, there'd be no need for tinkers.
Why?
If ifs and ands were pots and pans, there'd be no need for tinkers.
Eurydice.
I can see the gates, the stones, the boat. They look familiar. They look happy to see me.
Oh, look.
How? That's the happiest I've ever seen them.
Everything's
Everything's
so
so gray. It's
We
familiar.
went ice skating.
Like home. Our
I
house
wore
was
a
gray
red sweater.
with a red door. And we had 2 cats and 2 dogs and 2 fish that died.
You talk to me.
The train looks like the opposite of a train.
Eurydice! We've known each other for centuries. I want to reminisce. Remember when you wanted your name in the song, so I put your name in the song. When I played my music at the gates of hell, I was singing your name over and over and over again. Eurydice.
Finally, some peace and quiet, like the old days. No music, no conversation. How about that?
With Eurydice gone, it'll be a second death for me.
Oh, please. We're tired.
Do you understand the love a father has for his daughter?
Love is a big funny word.
Dead people should be and not heard.
How does a person remember to forget? It's difficult.
It's not difficult. We told you how it works. Dip yourself in the river.
Dip yourself in the river.
Dip yourself in the river.
I need directions.
That's ridiculous.
There are no directions.
I remember. Take Tri-State South, 294, to Route 88 West. Take Route 88 West to Route 80. Go 3 miles. You'll reach the exit to Middle Road. Proceed 3 to 4 miles. Duck Creek Park will be on the right. Take a left on Fernwood Ave. Continue straight on Fernwood, past 2 intersections. Fernwood will curve to the right, leading you to Forest Road. Take a left on Forest Road. Continue straight for 2 blocks, past the first entrance to the alley on the right. Take the second entrance. Go about 100 yards. A red brick house will be on the right. Look for Illinois license plates. Go inside the house. In the living room. Look out the window. You'll see the lights on the Mississippi River. Take off your shoes. Walk down the hill. Go past a tree good for climbing on the right. Cross the road. Watch for traffic. Cross the train tracks. Catfish will be sleeping in the mud on your left. Roll up your jeans. Count to 10. Put your feet in the river. And swim.
here.
You should be with your wife.
Up there. Where's my father? Why is he sleeping?
I've come back.
Can't hear you.
It's too late.
What do you mean it's too late? He dipped himself in the river.
My father did not.
Dip himself in the river.
He did.
We saw him.
He wanted some peace and quiet.
He did not!
Listen. I'll teach you the words, and then we can know each other again. We'll start with my name, Eurydice. E-U-R-Y.
He can't hear you.
He can't see you.
He can't remember you.
Shut up! I hate you. I've always hated you. Just shut up! Listen, I'll tell you a story.
Try using the language of stones.
It's a very quiet language, like if the pores in your face opened up and wanted to talk. Stone. Rock. Tree. Rock. Stone. Didn't you already mourn for your father, young lady?
Some things should be left well enough alone.
To mourn twice is excessive.
To mourn 3 times? A sin. Life is like a good meal.
Only gluttons want more food when they finish their helping.
Learn to be more moderate.
It's weird for a dead person to be morbid.
We don't like to watch it. We don't like to see it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Don't cry. Don't cry. Learn the art of keeping busy.
It's hard to keep busy when you're dead.
It is not hard. We keep busy and we like it. We're busy, busy, busy stones. Watch us work, keeping still, keeping quiet. It's hard work to be a stone. No time for crying. No, no, no. I hate you. I always hated you. Go ahead. Try to hit us.
You'll break your fist.
You'll break your hand.
Is there a problem here?
No, sir.
I see you've chosen to stay with us. Good. Perhaps to be my bride?
I've told you you're too young.
I'll be the judge of that. I've grown.
I can see that.
I'm ready to be a man now. I'm ready to be a man.
Please just leave me alone.
I'll have them start preparing the satins and silks. You can't refuse me. I've made my choice.
Can I have a moment to prepare myself?
Don't be too long. The wedding songs are already being written. They're very quiet, almost inaudible. A dirt-filled orchestra for my bride. Don't trouble the songs with your music, I always say. A song is 2 dead bodies rubbing under the covers to keep warm.
Well, well, well. You had better prepare yourself.
There's nothing to prepare.
You had better comb your hair.
You had better find a veil. I'll dip you in the river.
Too late.
Too late.
I don't need a veil. I need a pen.
Pens are not allowed here.
A pencil then.
Pencils, too.
There must be a pen. Dear Orpheus, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. I was afraid. I'm not good enough for you. Don't try to find me again. You would be lonely for your music, and I want you to be happy. I want you to marry again. So I'm going to write out instructions for your next wife. 2 Orpheus's next wife. Be gentle. Be sure to comb her hair when it's wet. And do not fail to notice how her face flushes pink like a bride's when you kiss her. Give her lots to eat. She forgets to eat and then she gets cranky. When she's sad, kiss her forehead, and I will thank you. Because she is like a prince, whose robes are too heavy on him, his crown falling down around his ears. I'll give this letter to a worm. I hope he finds you. Love.